Alrighty, so I was refereeing for the BCJJF at the Pacific Northwest Open, and I refereed from about 8 a.m. till about 5 or so p.m., and this was one of the last matches I did, so by this point my brain was pretty well cooked, which you can see in the camera angle, it's not even visible. Anyway, this was the advanced no-gi, and I'm explaining to them that it's still IBJJF rules, that heel hooks are allowed, reaping is allowed because it's advanced no-gi, so it's IBJJF black belt rules. So reaping is allowed, heel hooks are allowed. It's funny though, you never see, well, almost never, you see people do that. Even though it's allowed, people still stick to the, they stick to their bread and butter, takedowns and chokes and stuff, Anyway, off we go. They're bent over, very likely based on the way they're standing. Someone's going to pull guard, and there it is. And the other fellow, quite wisely, takes to the center of the mat because, if you want to score points, it has to stay on the mat, and you have to keep it on the mat, and it has to happen and stay happened for 3 seconds. So here he is trying to pass the fellow's guard. The other fellow, I guess, pulled guard because he didn't want to, well, like I said, for lightweights, you're more likely to score points and win by pulling guard than you are, by doing throws or takedowns. And for heavyweights, it's the opposite. You're more likely to win with takedowns and whatnot, not pulling guard. So, I should have penalized him there because he stood and then sat down again. You're not supposed to be able to pull guard without touching your opponent, But he stood and his coach yelled, "Don't stand," and he sat down again. I should have penalized him there, but like I said, been a long day and a lot of wacky stuff happening, It's like playing Magic Eye puzzles or Where's Waldo all day, Your mind starts to go. So realistically at this point it should be 1 penalty point for the guy that's on the bottom, but, I didn't do it, and here we are. So, what are you going to do? The guy on top still trying to pass, and, I guess an argument could be made that the guy didn't return to standing because the IBJJF says in order for it to be considered standing, it has to go to standing and remain standing for 3 seconds, but he didn't, so maybe I shouldn't have penalized him, but I didn't. Anyway, whatever. The other fellow's still trying to pass. You see the guy sitting, using his guard, and, the guy on top is, there you go, trying to get around his legs. It's not easy to pass guard no-gi because there's nothing to hold on to, but there he does it. There he gets his 3. You can see me putting up the 3. Good for him. And remember, you can get called for stalling from side control. You can't get called for stalling from mount or back because those are the 2 best positions. So, but from side control, you can get called for stalling. But the fellow on the bottom is still trying to get away. And like I've said in other videos, there's a big difference between stalling and defending. And the fellow on top is, he had a hell of a time getting side control. And now the guy on the bottom, you can see, is biding his time, waiting to get back to his guard or what have you, And you can see the guy on the bottom, the guy on top is looking to set up a knee on belly or looking to do something. So even though he's not doing anything rapid or reckless, he's not stalling either, although I can assure you I'm considering that while standing over. Whenever I see someone lingering in side control, I'm thinking, should I be penalizing this person for stalling? And anyway, the fellow on top is biding his time, but I don't think it quite qualifies as stalling yet. And you see, he's putting quite a bit of pressure on the guy. The fellow on the bottom has his elbow wedged in there, and he's very likely trying to get back to his guard, although not terribly effective, The guy on top trying to solidify his position. Looking at my watch there. Whenever you see a referee look at his watch, you can tell he's really considering penalizing him for a stalling penalty. But I think I was about to do it, but then the guy went to knee on belly here, and the guy on the bottom is trying to reestablish his guard. Had that not happened, I very likely would have penalized the fellow on top for stalling. And now you can see that the fellow on top is once again trying to solidify his side control, and the fellow on the bottom is trying to escape or whatever. They're both trying to improve their positions. And And like I said, I've been at this point refereeing all day, so my mind has basically turned to spam at this point. And I'm probably staring at them thinking, you know, did I just miss something, or has it been like this the whole time? There's his neon belly, you know. Do I throw up the 2? Yeah, I think I give him 2 there, because you can see even though it's a low neon belly, it's still neon belly. There's mount, that's going to be 4. I put up the 4 there, as you can see. And I guess the guy on top is now up, what is it? I think I've awarded him, it's 6-0? Oh, it's 9-0. There you go. So I guess I gave him, oh yeah, because I gave him 3 for the pass, 2 for the neon belly, and 4 for the mount. And by my math, that's 9 points. You can see the scoreboard is yellow and blue. The guy on top is wearing a yellow anklet, and I'm wearing a bracelet that is green and yellow. So, you know, that's a lot easier than when they were doing the gi, and you know, one guy's in black, one guy's in blue, somebody's wearing an orange belt, you know, and I'm wearing a green and yellow bracelet, and the scoreboard is blue and yellow. Whatever, you know. Refereeing is not easy. And it makes it easier, though, when there's color coordination. You can see in the bottom, the guy on the bottom really thrashing, trying to get out of mount. And the guy on top, I think, is looking for maybe an Ezekiel, a Nogi Ezekiel. He's being quite snug to the fellow. And I'm just standing there watching it and wondering if the guy on the bottom is going to escape. You know, he's trying the, you know, that one where they, can they call it kipping or whatever? They push on the hips and they, you know, thrash around like a fish in a boat. But not working because the guy on top is quite snug to him, like I say. And again, you can't penalize someone for stalling when they are mounted on a person. So the fellow on top very likely knows that because he seems pretty point savvy. And so he has no risk of being penalized. All he has to do is hang out. He's up 9-0. I can't quite see how much time is left on the scoreboard. But oh, there he caught him in a Americana there. You don't often see people getting caught in Americana, but there you go. And then you raise a hand, and you know, everyone gets a hug because we're all friends. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.